Fine. I kind of hit the wall. I had been working with polymer, making my living at it for a long time, full time. How many years full time? It's this last stint. I take breaks every now and again, but has been about probably 15 years. And I do a lot of production. Didn't do a lot of shows. Sold to galleries, taught, and I just hit the wall. And I said to my husband, I can't make another cane. After 20 years of making the McCaw cane, I just couldn't do it anymore. And I think part of it was doing a lot of production. I did allow myself time to do kind of one-of-a-kind pieces and more creative stuff, but I was doing a lot of production, and there's a lot of pressure involved with that. Galleries always calling, wanting more work, and things with the family were ramping up that needed to be tended to, so I was the likely candidate for that too. So timing was very, very good, actually. Kind of a lot of things all happened at one time. I haven't been in my studio to speak of for about a year and a half. At first I put a lot of pressure on myself. I've got to get back in there. I've got to be working, and I stopped doing that because it doesn't work. You can't do it because you feel obligated to get in there. When the time is right, it'll happen. I came to this retreat this week not because I was expecting to do great things but just to keep my hand in it, be around my people, the community of polymer people, because it can be very isolating if you're not involving yourself with the community, and it's easy to just kind of drift away. So I don't want to do that. I tend to put a lot of pressure on myself, so I'm trying to get over that a bit and just not have expectations of what I'm going to do or not do, not have expectations of how much time I'm going to spend in the studio or when or by such and such a date. And the more I do that, the more I let go, the easier it is to just, hey, wow, I do have 3 hours this afternoon, and not feeling like, not putting the pressure on myself to have to make something. I spent so many years doing intricate cane work and very focused, very fussy work, and I'm going the polar opposite. It's just, I keep thinking, well, I could add texture to this, and I could try to include some patterns, and yeah, I could, and I will maybe at some point, but for right now, I'm just doing a solid color. I'm just playing with the forms and the shapes, keeping it really simple, and that is exactly what I need to be doing right now. It's really refreshing, and it's almost a growth thing for me to just, again, let go of that and just keep it simple. And I have to tell myself constantly, don't obsess about whatever. Don't obsess because there's don't obsess because it's a solid color. You're not doing a Skinner blend. It's not that interesting. And again, I'm having fun. I'm really pleased with the results. I think if someone said to me, what's your inspiration for your work? My inspiration is my life. All of the experiences, everything I've gleaned from my life. I'm going to be 60 in a couple of years, and I feel, there is a richness that you gain as you age, hopefully, Yeah, it is a simplifying of things. And I feel more relaxed than I have in years. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel more creative, even though it's not expressing itself in actually producing things I can see and hold up in my hand that much. My thoughts are more creative. I'm approaching problems differently, and my hand is in a lot of different things, gardening or cooking or just every aspect of my life is being affected by my new attitude of just chill. Just don't worry about it. It'll come. Don't force it. I took a 2-hour workshop last fall, and I've always loved to draw, and I've been doing a lot of drawing. And paper cutting is you're actually drawing, but with a knife. And the paper I'm using comes in 60 colors, which everyone's like, wow, that's a lot of colors. Not so much. After working with polymer for 20 years and mixing any color I wanted to, infinite options, it's actually a challenge to be limited to 60 colors. And I'm finding it really, really fun to just, okay, I've only got 5 greens here, and it's challenging and fun. And the doing paper cutting is a very intricate process. I do have to focus and be very precise, which comes naturally to me. And I took the workshop in October, and I came back and I wanted to do a piece right away. Got all this stuff, and I had this grand idea of this, multi-layered, and I went, whoa, wait a minute, step back. This is your first piece. So I did something pretty simple, and I've only done 4 pieces. I'm working on the 5th here since the fall. Again, it's kind of exciting to be delving into a new medium and finding, facing the challenges that presents that are very different from the challenges of polymer. I just chose one thing that I've been interested in for a while, is working with translucents, keeping it simple. I think it was you who posted in your blog about, I think it was about Sarah Shriver and the Outer Banks book project, where she learned from, I don't know if it was you or Dale, about some other technique, and getting all excited about it and like, wow. And you commented that there are a lot of polymer artists out there who are very, very good at this one thing that they do, and don't have a broad range of skills, even within polymer. And that's me. So to decide I'm not going to be caning anymore, it's starting at the beginning again. I really don't, I was mixing inks in with polymer, sitting across from Iris Weiss, and I dumped the ink on, and I started mixing away, and she looked at me like I had 3 heads and said, "You're supposed to let that dry before you mix it in." Oh, okay, I didn't know, So yeah, I'm starting, and so that's exciting too. It's like, not like starting over. I mean, I know the material to a certain extent, but to be going in a direction that's really unfamiliar to me is really been fun and challenging. This intention thing that we're doing here at the retreat is actually really, really good, because you have that year in between, and you set a goal for yourself, but it's only for yourself. No one else knows what it is, and I really I'm enjoying that idea. The pressure to sell was always difficult, but the people my community of artists and craftspeople that I meet at shows and at events, that's been I really have been missing that. So coming here really feeds that for me. I don't need to be selling my work right now. I have that a very supportive husband who's happy I'm helping with the things, with the family, and so not having that pressure is really huge in terms of just being able to relax about it.